begin.
Capcom have released the free Mercenaries DLC for Resident Evil 4 and it is fantastic. More than that, it's exactly the kind of side content that Capcom should be making for Resident Evil games, and we need to signal to them that we want more of it. As fans of Resident Evil, we've been more than spoiled in recent years. In the time between Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 4 Remake, we've had 5 mainline games in 7 years, and 2018 was the last year without some sort of Resident Evil release. With that said, Capcom's foray into side content and multiplayer gaming has been, let's say, mixed. Resistance, bundled free with RE3 Remake, was a serviceable 4v1 game, which nonetheless had a lot of similarity in tone and format to the far more successful Dead by Daylight. And it hasn't gone unnoticed that Capcom have put more time into content for DBD, which is not their IP, than Resistance. The RE3 multiplayer quickly became a flash in the pan, lacking even something as basic as crossplay, and has all but died off. RE-Verse, the multiplayer bundled with RE Village, suffered an even worse fate. A year's delay saw it released with no noticeable changes from the open beta 12 months prior, and even if it wasn't a poor move to withhold content that had already been made in order to manufacture momentum with staged updates, those updates fell flat as we got a succession of Faceless Heart and Wolf Squad members, and so little else that even the Battle Pass and microtransactions amounted to selling sand to the thirsty in the desert. The Mercenaries also came with RE Village, but the difference between that version and the one in RE4 is monumental. Village's Mercenaries was of little note when you could only play as Ethan. Whilst the ability to play as Chris, Lady D and Heisenberg sweetened the pot, the game was still a fairly linear experience with a definitive beginning and end, and in essence one path to follow for an SSS rank that was more of a grind than a fun challenge. By contrast, RE4 Mercenaries gave us 4 playable characters with different loadouts and skills. All of them feel fun and fresh, and rather than following a straight line to a perfect combo, you're dashing about in chaos and using everything at your disposal to handle an unruly mob. It feels out of control in the most fun way possible, and even with 4 characters and 3 levels, the replay value is huge. Already it has surpassed Resistance and RE-Verse combined, and is clearly a huge step up from its predecessor in Village. It's likely that there's more coming too, including Ada and Wesker following the almost inevitable Separate Ways DLC. If and when this happens, the only thing missing from the game will be online co-op. The message that we need to get to Capcom is that, as fans of their games, this is the sort of side content we want. Not a half-hearted DBD clone or some Battle Pass-draped flop, but the game that defined RE side games, the Mercenaries. Imagine if this was expanded to a standalone game, one that, over time, incorporated levels, playable characters and enemies from across Resident Evil's storied history, where you could play in co-op with friends and strangers online, whose main focus wasn't finding a way to shoehorn in predatory microtransactions amidst the cost of living crisis, but to honour a series whose fans have stuck by it for 27 years now. That game is one that would sell itself as a standalone title. It would sell other RE games, old and new, if buying them also gave you access to it. You could probably even get away with selling cosmetics if you really wanted, as long as there was no threat of battle passes or paying to win. If this sounds good to you, then let me know in the comments. But more importantly, let Capcom know. Like and share this video, get your friends to do the same, and make the message unambiguous. This, not cheap, soulless and dead on arrival PvP, is what we want on the side with our main course of survival horror. If you enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. Like the video that just popped up, which YouTube thinks you should watch next. This is a Patreon and member supported channel, so if you want to become a member and unlock custom badges and emojis, early access to my videos, and your name in the credits, then click the join button below. Thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.
And that's the game.